people to stop by. All right. We okay? Are we live? Let's see. We are. Yeah. Let's see. Bum, bum, bum. Okay. 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 Are we live? No, we're not. Are we? What is going on here? No, we're not. Yeah, okay, we are. Okay, good. Alright, yeah. Okay. Alright, back to PoE 2. I want to play a bit. I read news about the 0.21 patch coming out soon. That is exciting. I think that is incredible that GGG is actually going to release that much crap in a single patch. They call it 0.21, right? But they are putting out new uniques, I think it was new runes. I don't think new gems. I forgot. But the new uniques alone, and maybe a revamp of them, it could be enough to generate a whole set of new builds, and I'm pretty excited about that. And I'm going to use this build though, the Plague Bearer build, for me as a baseline to compare though, because I think this build, I don't know, I've never actually played like I don't know, who can play every fucking build in the game, right? But this one's just so good. I don't know. And I think some people have, I don't know, like people who, look, I can do this, right? Yo, this build is the best build in the game. Like if I said that and I had Junrun's pace on it, and you respected Junrun for the build maker as a build maker, then you'd believe it, right? Which is insane. You think about it, because nobody knows what the best build in the game is. Because that would imply they've tried everything in the game. Even GG doesn't even know. The makers of the game, right? It's the best build in the game so far to them that they know of, right? And, like, for example, you know the Blood Mage Rake? The Blood Mage Rake that is dealing, like, literally, like, 36 mil in the span of 2 seconds? That shit, as far as I know, was discovered by how do I get to the chat? Fuck it, I'm not gonna bother. That shit was discovered by a guy called Shahanthai. Shahanthai? I don't remember the name. But a lot like, what is it, earlier, I mean like 2 weeks. I think about 2 weeks. About 2 weeks earlier than before it became popular. So when I looked at the date of publication on the YouTube video for the Blood Mage build, right, he discovered it. He was showing it. He's not a big streamer. This guy though is a legit build maker. I think he is. I think he's building it himself, or at the very least, he's very connected with people who know builds. And what was I gonna say? You would not be able. How do I put it to you this way? Only people who know builds, who know Path of Exile, would look at that and go, holy fucking shit, that is S tier. Like, that is, you don't have to tell me that's S tier. I know it's S tier. Right? But everyone else needs someone famous to tell them this is S tier. you know, and then you follow it blindly, like max roll, which is why like I used to follow max roll and those sites when I started D4, and over time I just drifted away because at the end of the day these are just people who are good at the game, no doubt. But in a game like Path of Exile where it's like, huh, when a new patch comes out, there are so many combinations people don't know about. There is no way in hell you're going to tell me that the short list of creators they have employed and on their payroll are going to be the ones that find every best build in the game. That is impossible. Impossible. What Max Roll is a name, isn't it? It's a brand. It's something that people know, people go to and trust. So they will deliver a certain like bare minimum of quality, no doubt. And they will deliver the best builds as they trickle out. But they will certainly not be the first people to come up with the S tier builds. I mean, like some people don't care about that, right? Because they don't play like every day, so time is not important to them. But the thing is, this cost of a build I realize is really, really, really important to people. Like, how much is this build going to cost me? Like in terms of divines. Some people mock that and say it's not important. It is important. Like when you see a build, a very common complaint and comment is, well, this costs 50 divines, so most of us are not going to play it. Which is a legitimate complaint. I did not even try the Frostbolt. Huh? The Snake Pit Frostbolt? Yeah. Is it Frostbolt? Whatever. The one that uses Snake Pit to chain like the Frostbolt projectiles. Why? Because Snake Pit was 14 divines, now more. And for a stupid ring that just makes it chain? Nah. Forget it, man. If Snake Pit was 30 exalts, I would have played it by now. Positive build is not nothing. It is something. So why is that important? It's because if you follow popular builds, the S tier, they're expensive. They're always expensive. Not enough supply. Simple. But if you're there at the beginning, when you're there like, I'll give you an example. By the time I learned about the Blood Rake, which is long past the, like I was playing Amazon Lightning Spear for the longest time, and I was also playing Primal Strikes. By the time I even had the idea, maybe Rake is cool, I'll try it. The Prism of Belief +3 was 40 divines. That was insane. Like it was already over, kind of a thing, you know. Okay, you know, after playing Elden Ring at 60 FPS, this is kind of unbearable. Man, the frame rate sucks. I can't do anything about it though, can I? Holy shit, this frame rate sucks. I think. Whatever, I'll just stomach it. But yeah, so what can I say? Like, I'm now conditioned to think, well, every league in PoE, and this will include the new patch, the 0.21 patch, and this is really big. If you want to play a cracked OP build, you do not go to max roll. Absolutely not. You will get a good build, you know, at the beginning, and then as time goes by, they'll get the better builds up there, but I highly doubt they will have the truly best builds. Even someone like John Rome, who is very talented at the game, no doubt, has a deep understanding of the mechanics, no doubt, and is a very good player of the game in terms of RPG mechanics, no doubt, he could not possibly know or offer you the quote-unquote best build of the game because he's too busy playing the game and performing it to his audience. From what I can gather, he relies on a team of, I don't know, Asians who are figuring shit out, and then he'll make the decision. And yeah, so it's important. But for me, in my mind, and I'm biased because I came up with this build. Discovered is more like it. I don't get too ahead of myself. I just discovered it by accident. There's how a lot of good stuff is made right now. And yeah. To Juggernaut's credit, though, he does only offer a build that he's validated. I think the value you get from a good streamer, like a very popular PoE creator, is they're good validators. They know, of course, but that's not really an exceptional skill. So can I. So can a lot of people. They know if a build is as good as people say they are, because they have a lot of play experience for them to judge. The mistake is to believe that they are the ones creating the S tier builds. I don't think they are. Not always. It's possible, but I think it's very infrequent. Because now that I'm doing this build, I can't make new ones, right? Because what that requires is you gotta like just play around with stuff, you know? You gotta experiment in the lab, so to speak. Which is how I stumbled on Plague Bearer. So I would follow most definitely Shahan Thai. This guy doesn't care for the views. Well, maybe he does, but his shit is so good that he doesn't need to edit his videos or whatever. He just takes a clip, posts it, done. It's good enough. It's like, it wows people usually. And some people in the know probably follow him already anyway. That guy. Because he got the Blood Mage build going. Yeah. They're all interconnected, right? But like this league, I just remember it was Lazy Exile who posted about, like, okay, look, some of you may all forget, right? But when the league started, like a lot of people were whining about the campaign. Too hard, no damage. A lot of big time PoE streamers, okay? And what I was noting there was who didn't whine. Who were the ones not whining but playing and got to the end game first. You see? Those are the true people who know. Like, those are the people who really play the game and know it well. Because I didn't think it was that hard. Like, it was hard, but not worth whining about in public, for sure. I didn't think that way. I mean, if it was really difficult, I would start whining too, like going, okay, shit, this stuff is just way too difficult. It was hard, but not way too difficult, right? And I remember, like, it was Lazy Exile. She had just a short video, like, she was going through the campaign, and like, she was saying, yeah, Dance with Death, the Keystone was really good. And I'm like, oh shit, that's exactly what I clicked to. Like, I was thinking, shit, spears are so slow, right? But you use Dance with Death and it's like, wow, that much faster. And then she brought to my attention, like, okay, there's like a Volt support for Lightning Spear, and it's really cracked, it's really good. This was before this was common knowledge. You have to know that this is a really, like, and then it was. I just went, like, I was using Spectral Volley. It's a weird one. No one talks about it because it's not meta. But I played it for a long time because I thought it was pretty good. You fire Lightning Spear once, and after a 5-second delay, it explodes out, okay? And it's a playstyle that revolves around that. And it's pretty good. It's a lot more clunkier than using Bolt support. And I was like, okay, I'll give it a try, because you say I'll give it a try. You know, what's the harm in that, right? I tried Volt support, and holy shit, that's like, this is a bit too effective, I thought, right? And then just completely dump Spectral Volley for Volt, and build around that. And yeah, and like, you know, not to toot my own horn, but got to the end game really fast in patch. And when you get to the end game fast in PoE, it is a huge advantage. It is, because everything's so cheap when you get there first. it is a bit of a playtime thing, though. You have to play the game like X hours. You can't make it up with not playing at all. You can't just say I play 2 hours a day because of time restrictions. Then you just are already at a serious disadvantage. But I know people who play the game a lot, and like, because I see them online, my friends list, they're always on it when I'm on, so I know they play as much as me. And like, some of them are like level 60, you know, when I was like going at level 90. And the reason that is because they don't kill shit fast enough, they don't get experience fast enough. Anyway, yeah. But even though it's exciting, the new items for 0.21, because I would certainly want to play the game again, look at some items, and see what can be done. The problem is now that, well, what's the point? Like, I mean, well, for me I feel that way because I got every point on the Atlas and killed most shit. I guess what's left is just killing Arbiter very easily. But and they'll make good changes with that because I think the fragments are now going to be like pounding all 3 at once or something. So, but that's really for non-trade because in trade you can just swap the fragments around on trade. But yeah. Yeah. Sure. I remember a Temporalis Trample Toe. Again, some nobody you wouldn't pay attention to. He discovered it, right? And then it got brought to light. The Chinese hackers brought Trample Toes to the market. I'm not Trample Toes, Temporalis to the market for cheap. And then, you know, there it is. Oh, that's the way it is in the real world anyway, huh? It's like, it all makes sense if you reframe it. Like, we all think, okay, Steve Jobs didn't invent the mouse. Some guy at Xerox did, right? Is it unfair that the guy from Xerox didn't get any money, or at least didn't get paid that much? Absolutely not. Because what people need is not the invention of the mouse. What they need is a product, okay, that utilizes it. There are so many inventions out there that are like brilliant, but have no practical way of becoming a product. Why would you care, right? It just takes a businessman to do that. He'll take the invention, bring the people together to make it to a product, and he gets a lot of rewards. Makes sense. Which is why it brings even more weight to the thought that ideas are not really worth that much. I mean, I would have preferred them to be, but it kind of makes sense that they're not. It is the implementation of it that matters, and that's where the money is. And then maybe even more so, not just the implementation, but the selling of it. Like, how do you? So you made it into a product, but how do you sell it though? Like, you know. And the same thing applies to like builds, Path of Exile. Come up with the idea, and then you can the implementation is pretty easy because in this game it's like, well, the implementation is just using it in a build, but who's going to present it in an easy to understand way? Who's going to label it S tier? Who's going to put that cool reaction face on the thumbnail? Not clickbait, but semi-clickbait you into clicking it. And it's important. I think clickbait has a negative connotation, but it's kind of like, in a positive light, they are the ones who, like, it'd be a better world if nobody clickbaited at all. But that's not going to happen because of competition. So in lieu of that, if someone clickbaits you into content, but the content is good, well, they did their part. You know what I mean? The horrendous ones, the ones that should deserve to be called out, are the ones who do clickbait shit and the content sucks. Like, it's not at all what it says it's supposed to be. That's bad. That's bad. Like, that's wasting everyone's time. But it's a fine thing, isn't it? If it's too clickbaity, it's like, okay, that's a bit too much. But anyway, yeah, they're doing all the hard work, quote unquote, to get the build info to you, right? Or to popularize it. I actually forget why I'm playing this game now. I was like, I wanted to play this game. I wanted to fire up PoE 2, but now that I think about it, it's like, what am I trying to do here? I lost the plot. I'm gonna stop if this feels that way for too long. Shit, this is what happens when, I'm telling you, man, if I was gonna be like really braggadocio about this thing, this is what happens when the build gets too strong, you know, like, I don't want to say shit like that way. It's probably something like that. Like, I don't see any immediate problems to solve with the build, other than it could do more damage. But that's true of any build. Any build could just always do more damage, you know. So I'll just talk about shit that, assuming that you are someone who doesn't know how to play. If you are, then nothing to say anymore. I don't know. I'm nothing to offer. But if you don't know how to play it, I don't know how that's a thing. I'll just put it in here. Straighten myself out and just explain. Assuming that you're someone who doesn't know how to play the build or wants to assemble it, maybe. It is pretty simple. If you're mapping, it's a two-step thing. I already explained this though. I don't know why I'm doing it again. I don't think anyone wants this or needs this. Like, I guess I'm just don't know what else to put out for content anymore. So, but I don't get it. Like, so why is it that people come into the Titan video and say, you have a build link? I'm like, what? Can't you like click around and find out? I don't know. So I put the POB in the description. I think it's enough. But yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna do the build making thing with the build maker's hat on. So like, in a map, well, I can't explain it well anymore because you just shield charge, nearest trash, plague bear, and the bottom it says 100. That's good. That means you have it charged up, and you have trample toe. That happens where your initial plague bear or plague nova is going to hit not just the enemy, but the trample toe will proc from it, and the 100% charge will stay at 100, and that is why the build is special. This is what makes the build. You have unlimited Plague Nova charges, and Plague Nova does a lot of damage, especially this patch. You have Ambrosia support, you have Deliberation support, that was not their last patch, and combined with the high gem level, the recommended I think is 25. You can go above if you want, but 25 is the recommended level. And how you get there, either you have 21 gem to begin with, you have 2 supports, Physical and Chaos Mastery, bringing it to 23. You have 1 point on a tree called Dark Entries, 24. And then to get to 25 now, all you need is a +1 Prism of Belief, and you're there. And when I say it that way, I do believe the game designers have actually balanced it that you would get a +1. That's insane when I think about it. And the +2, +3 is just a nice luxury bonus. I checked the other day, just curious, how much is a +3 Plague Bearer Prism of Belief? Shockingly, there's only 8 of them on the market. I say shockingly because I thought, okay, maybe no one's playing the game, right? So then I look at, let's say, +3 Berserk, something that nobody would want. And there's like a shit ton of the +3s on the market. So it's not that nobody's playing. People are playing. It's just they're gone, the +3 Plague Bearers. And when I first started this build, it was like the Berserk. Nobody wanted this gem. It was all +3s everywhere. there were 1 divines everywhere. I bought the first guy clicked for the 1 divine plus 3. He responded because he's thinking to himself, finally, I can get rid of this trash gem that no one wants. Right? When people, you respond to that, right? You press that 1 divine thinking, ah, shit, no one's playing the skill, it won't sell. Someone buys it. Maybe you think this guy's an idiot, sucker. Fuck, I got some free money, right? Isn't that what you think? I think that way. And I'm like gleefully gonna sell it. Like I'm gonna get out of the map ASAP and sell that shit right away. Alright? Where it's not that great is at the beginning. It's like if you put, you know, I'm not sure, is this meta or not? And then you put it in your tab and like everyone PMs you for it. Oh shit. You know, reprice that right away. So yeah, at that time, I am positive, it's not coincidence, the first guy I PM for +3, he sold it to me right away. Like, you know, I could feel it. He's so glad someone finally wants to buy this shit. It turns out to be pretty important. It's not important, but it's nice to have a +3. But now it's like only 8 of them. And I don't even know what the price is because it's all over the place. One guy's 8, one guy's 4, one guy's 38. When I look at that kind of trade page, this tells me you're not getting the gem. Like, forget it. Like, even if the 4 sells it to you, like, I don't think it's gonna happen. You click on that, my experience tells me he ain't replying. He's just using you as a way to price his gem. And so I think go for the +2 or +1. You don't need 26, 27. Just 25 is good enough. And the reason why is if you look at PoE2DB.tw, it shows you the gems scaling, and there's a very sharp increase from 20 to 25. But past that, it's like a kind of a, you know, nice little bonus damage. But if I remember correctly, like 24 to 25 is like more than a 20% more, and 25 to 26 is like 10%. Like, so the game is like has a soft cap, you would say, at 25. There it is, Elden Ring terminology. Soft cap at 25 for this gem. So I would struggle to get 25 and then just forget the rest. So Prism of Belief, so that's important. You still want that. And like a +2 is good too, because that means you don't need 21 on the gem. You can go with a 20. +3 means you can go with a 19 on the gem if you wanted to. And if you want if you can go for a 19 on a gem, that means it's really easy to get the to 5 sockets, right? The quality doesn't matter so much on Plague Bearer, I think. It does. You should have 20, but it doesn't matter that much. But it's pretty easy then to get a either a level 20 or a 5 socket, which I don't know. It's not even that expensive anymore to get that stuff. So anyway. Oh, I got lost. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, how to play the build, it's so simple. I guess the other thing is that, well, some guy was asking, why does my shield charge not do damage? Or doesn't poison as well? A very generic question. I don't know how to answer this, but one thing is you need to have poison on hit to 100%, and you get that from the tree. The tree has these nodes everywhere that say, like, I can't open it because I have this active, but you check your tooltip. Actually, even on console, it's so, on controller, it's so lame. I don't think you can check your chance to poison here. So, but yeah, I mean, it's there. If you're on keyboard and mouse, it's there, and you can see if your poison hit chance is 100. It's pretty important. So that's like the crit chance. It's equivalent to crit, isn't it? The crit chance. And then you want poison magnitude and duration to be as high as possible, as much as you can, because that will affect how fast Plague Bearer charges. Duration should be a multiplier. When you read it carefully, and I don't know if everyone gets this, but it says it stores the expected poison value. What that means is, from my understanding, expected poison. So what it means is, if the guy dies, what am I saying here? Oh, I can't word it properly. But essentially, like, even if you overkill the mob with their poison damage, it still counts the whole poison damage it would have done had he been a high HP mob as to charge into the Plague Bearer. Someone can word that a lot better. In essence, it just means that your poison duration and magnitude are now contributing 100% all the time to how fast Plague Bearer charges. The 0 to 100, if you shield charge like this, like, okay, let me deplete it, and if you shield charge into nothing, into a mob, and it doesn't go to 100, that is because, like this, 100 right away, one mob. If that doesn't happen, it's because your poison duration magnitude is too small, or shield charge is not doing enough damage. Like, the base poison value is too small. And that's why shield charge is a great skill for this, because it does such high damage in one big blow. Generally what happens is that the lag time after and the cooldown become enough clunk that it's not a good clear skill. But it can be used to charge Plague Bearer very rapidly, like in one attack essentially. It also lets you use a shield, which ups the build's defenses by a lot, because a shield generally is a sacrifice of defense for offense, but in this case, not so much. And then you have the trick where if you have a mob in the boss room with you, it's a one-shot usually like this. There's no other build that does this, I think, to my knowledge. Even Blood Hunt needs to ramp something on the boss. You don't pop the boss in the first 0.2 seconds. That is exclusive to this build, I think. Even in Flicker Strike, the guy appears, flicker, like, it still takes time. You know what I mean? Although that's not important, because 0.2 kill, 0.1 second kill, 1.5, it's all the same, kind of. But it feels good. I don't know what to say. I mean, it's this. People like the one shot, right? I don't know. So even though it's a poison build, technically speaking, it has enough power to blow shit up, like, instantly. Which is not really what a poison build would. I think you'd expect it to behave like. You're thinking, like, something drains very slowly, right? And that's true. If the boss doesn't die immediately, then it is like a poison build, like. But other than that's a good thing, because then you can just back off and let the poison do the work. And a lot of times you have to dodge what the boss is throwing at you. So I don't know. It doesn't matter. I used to hate damage over time builds because it sounds lame. Damage over time. I want crits, big numbers, immediacy. But because in the end it's all just damage, right? It's like and I kind of got that from playing the bleed builds in D4. Like, there was one season where, I kid you not, like, how could you not play the barb? I don't know what it was called. It was like a barbarian skill that same thing. It pops to bleed. It's the same mechanic. It's like, and this thing was like one-shotting Uber Lilith easily. And at a time where, like, people were struggling with single target on pit bosses, this thing was killing them very rapidly. And I remember going to someone's, like, a streamer's stream. I just wanted the attention, and it got his attention. He was like, holy shit, that's damage. And, like, and it's hard to get their attention, right, because they're always busy with stuff. It just showed me that people go for clear, like, they want clear skills, trash mob clear, but that's quite easy usually. The struggle is usually on beefy targets with a lot of HP, which requires, like, a different scaling mechanic usually. But yeah. Anyway. I can't play this anymore. It's too choppy. Fuck. to buy a new PC though. But yeah, I mean, it'll be fun, I think. I mean, to try the new, and they're also bring. I also read in the new patch they're gonna make the chase uniques more common, like Astromentus. Like this build would do so well with Astromentus, I think. Only because you can satisfy the attribute requirements without taking the attribute cluster on the bottom of the tree. So I mean, I would think that it would do like 40 to 50% more damage with Astromentus. Just because it's the Astromentus would almost behave like the Gemling Legionnaires node, that you can ignore like attribute requirements of everything, gear, gems. And that's big. It's big because fuck this goddamn amulet. I just cannot understand. I don't know. Maybe it's because people make money off Gamba streams. So I find it to be completely like, who cares? I mean, aren't the I don't know. I don't find that much pleasure in gambling. Like, you know. And like stellar amulet gambling is so miserable, I think. Like, well, it's good for content apparently. Otherwise, anyway. Here you go again. This is like a tremendous overkill because of this guy, Bone Tyrant, has like 2 hitboxes. He would be a one-shot even without this mob that's circling me. But now this is going to be 3 hits on him. What? Okay, I'm surprised. I eat my own words. I don't know why that wasn't a one-shot. It was a one-shot technically, but it wasn't an immediate one-shot, and I got popped there. Anyway. It's supposed to be, his HP bar doesn't even, like, show the damage. It just disappears, like, because of massive overkill, I think. But there it showed the damage for a flash. And the funny thing is that GGG openly admitted that Hidden Grotto is, like, what was the number? It's like more than a third of all your nodes, and that coincides with how I feel. Like, again, Hidden Grotto, and I have a recording of this. Like, I literally quit one play session because it was another Hidden Grotto with rares, and now they come up with the data to confirm what you thought was always true. There are just too many Hidden Grottos on the map, and I think the next patch is gonna fix that, bring more fun or more variation in like the frozen. Was it like, I don't even know the name. Yeah, that's how infrequent it is. But like, yeah, Steaming Springs. Yeah, Hidden Grotto is like, please stop. You know. But like, yeah, I mean, they gotta stop with this Atlas system. Let us pick the maps we want to run. Or like, too late now. They've invested all the code time into this. They'll stick with it, I think. They won't change it. They'll just iterate on it because it's easier now to do that. But yeah, it was a bad decision for sure. But you know, it's amazing. They're hard at work. They you know why they're so hard at work? I think it's because people are leaving the game. They're actually leaving the game. They're actually leaving, not threatening to leave. I think I haven't checked the player count, but people are actually not playing anymore. So that's when people start working harder. Companies and people. Well, companies are people anyway. I know that. In fact, that's where Pathfinder is really good. Even if you like freeze or don't just play like an idiot, the defense saves you. And here, temp chains again. Like I don't think I could run this map on the other classes. I just wouldn't want to run it. It goes slow as molasses, and it's unbearable. But yeah, Right, the boss rotation. The boss rotation is very easy. Usually you go in the room with the Plague Bearer charge, like 100%. You pop it first. See how much damage it does. Usually you could just kill him outright if you have the mob dragged in with you. If it doesn't, you do the rotation of Infernal Cry. Optional, but it boosts the shield charge damage by a lot. And you charge into the boss, which then charges your Plague Nova back to 100. Plague Nova, shield charge. Plague Nova, shield charge. And optionally Infernal Cry. That's it. Just 2 buttons back and forth. And I actually logged in my last live session. I went through the trouble of time stamping every freaking boss kill. It seemed the average was around 3 hits to kill a map boss, which is very fast because it's just boom, charge, boom, and the guy's dead. That's fast. That's very fast. Like, I think it's very fast. It's not just fast, it's effortless. It's like, it's so simple. But there are struggles sometimes, like the Chimera boss in Augury, because he has so many like invulnerability like animations, like when he flies up in the air, when he does a big slam, you have to be careful on a damage mod map, at least with the HP pool I have. That one-shots me with damage mods. And then I have a funny clip where I'm shield charging, he's almost dead, and then his slam just lands on me and just die. But generally speaking, like here I would have dragged the mob in with me, right, to make it faster. But oh well. There's 1, 2, 3. What? I missed the shield charge there. There. Now shield charge missing is a thing though. If you're not careful, you just don't. I don't know. It's not an issue on it's less of an issue on keyboard and mouse, and a lot bigger issue on controller, because there's no auto targeting as far as I can figure out. When you shield charge, it goes perfectly in the direction of your L control. So if you don't have good angling on your stick, you just fly. It's less of an issue on bigger bosses, and more of an issue on small hitboxes such as Doriani. What other bosses are there? There's some boss like, you know, what is it? The Bog Witch. There's also, who else? There's a lot of bosses that have small hitboxes. I find it really hard to land the shield charge sometimes. There's like tricks to it. You get close. You make it so that the shield charge is perfectly up, down, left, right, which makes it a lot easier to aim it. Whatever. I mean, some people are really good at that aiming, so they don't have a problem. But I did. And yeah, so landing the shield charge can be an issue at times. Landing the Plague Nova is never an issue because it's like a big AoE around you. So yeah. And as for how high could it possibly scale, I don't know. And then if I could just buy anything on the trade site, I would. This goes up to 1400 or so, which would give me 40% more shield charge damage, if I'm not mistaken. Do that. I get an Astramentus. Get all the attributes. And then what I do next is I go to my passives. I would go all the way down here. This is so shitty, can't go full screen. But I'd eliminate all these passive points. All of them. It's about, I counted 16. 16 passive points is a lot. I would just take the damage nodes. Easy. It's not hard to figure out. And your overall damage should skyrocket. Not skyrocket. It's 50% more. But look, 50% more is the reason why I even bothered re-rolling a Titan, just to see. Is it a big deal to have 50% more damage on Titan? On some pinnacle bosses, and sometimes map bosses, yes. On mapping, no. If everything dies in one shot like that, why do you need more damage? Why? You couldn't tell the difference. And just a feel-good thing, right? Like, look. You need more AoE. Okay. There, for sure I needed more AoE. Like, it's not damage there. AoE would have saved me. It didn't tag the last 2 mobs rushing at me because of AoE. Size was not enough. And like generally, you shouldn't stop there and do nothing in general. That usually gets me killed too. Like you just stand here and do nothing, you're gonna die. But if you keep running through the map like this and just do this, like, you don't die because, well, they don't get to hit you that much. That's about it, I think, right? The rotation on bosses, playing the map, shield charge. I missed there, right? It sucks. Shield charge, Plague Nova to 100, spam Plague Nova. You lose your charge by accident, shield charge again, charge to 100, spam Plague Nova. That's it. Doesn't get so simple. If you do this, now you have to charge to 100 again. So there is a little bit of a don't miss. How can you miss a Plague Nova? This is what you do. Get close, you can't miss. But if you're like just doing, press Plague Nova like this, yeah, then you're out of charges. So don't do that, right? Obviously. But I like that. I've seen it, okay? I know people play like this. Like in a group especially. It's hilarious. Honestly speaking, I don't know if this is true or not. I get the vibe that if you play in a group, it becomes like a race, a semi-dick measuring contest of who can like clear the shit fastest. I kid you not. And then if you ever outdo the group leader, he kicks you from the party in one way or another. It doesn't make him happy. He invited you in because he wanted to show you how he's top dog. And if he can't show you, if someone else looks like he's top dog, it won't make him happy, guaranteed. And then they start spamming lightning spears into thin air because they're frustrated, they can't land kills. And that's why I don't play in groups ever again. Like, it's just, what's the point? Like, I know this is a thing because I have it recorded live on stream too. If you play through the campaign, just make a group, help, like anything help, and someone's gonna rush in. Level 89, they're so bored of this mapping. So the way they have fun now is, well, I can't have fun mapping anymore, so I'm gonna show off how crazy good my build is and surprise some noob on how I one-shot shit by joining campaign groups. I know because I did that before. I was bored of mapping. So what I do is I go to the campaign and just try to join groups and try to like show off essentially that shit, man, look at my crazy ass damage. And then you later realize that people don't appreciate that at all. They hate it. They don't like it. Well, if they say help, then yeah. But they don't really care for your build. They care about getting the boss killed. And they do say thank you, but that's it. The moment you realize they don't care about your build is the time you like just stop, stop doing that, because you can't get what you want right there. So I stopped doing that, and then, but it still goes on. Yeah. I don't know, man. There's not much else to say about this, right? So I'm just gonna go back to whatever. And, right. Well, it'll be worth playing more, I think, after the new patch comes out. That's big. It's big because it's like a new little... Well, it's always exciting, right, when a new patch comes out for any game. Even Expedition 33. If they ever release one. That's not just bug fixes. When people like your game or software, new patches are exciting. It drives sales up, right? I'm pretty sure it does. And big releases drive a lot of sales up, playtime up, so. I have to like admit, I have to like just, you know, acknowledge the fact that editors do a lot of work, like behind the scenes. It's a lot of work to edit videos, which is why I'll do it only sparingly, I think, when it's absolutely like, yeah, necessary. Anywho, like, is there even a better build on Titan right now? I thought the Thor build was really cool, the one with the Mjolnir, but to me it looked too gimmicky. Like, I don't think you could solve single target damage with that. Not only is it gimmicky, but why the... I'm calling it right here. They're gonna like adjust the attribute requirements on Mjolnir. They kept it from PoE 1 or something. It was very lazy of them. Why does this thing have like a 200 int requirement? For the power that it offers, it makes 0 sense to me. 0 sense. Like, the struggles it takes to make this thing work. And they add, you know, like, it's insane. I don't know. Same thing with Indigon. My god, like, people shouldn't have to struggle that hard to make it work. It should be like baseline pretty damn good, and then if you put in the effort, it becomes really fucking good. You know, like, not baseline is not even functional. Baseline is even bricking your build, and then if you put in all the currency and effort, it's decent. Like, that's weird. Like, or just maybe no one's figured out the right combo for Indigon. I don't know. But, that's why I wish one mana left would play this game. And all he said was, I remember this, he said you'll never get the numbers with Indigon. Was it Mjolnir? I forget. And I think I believe him, because so far, he seems to be right. Like, hypothetically, he said that, and then 3 weeks in, everyone's going, hey, look at this cracked Indigon build where you know, spells are like destroying shit. Oh, that one mana left doesn't know what he's talking about. But the fucker called it. He said it won't work. The numbers don't add up, and there's not a single good Mjolnir or Indigon build right now, right? I think that's pretty impressive. I couldn't do that. Yeah, like this guy, I don't know why it's so much. You know, one shield trap is enough. So every boss is different. It looks impressive, right? But he only had 1,000,000 HP. I don't know why. It's a wild fluctuation. Like, depending on the mods, like, it could be 1 to 8 million HP. That's a bit crazy, because that means like an 8x variance between bosses. That's pretty crazy. All right, last map, because I don't know why. It's too boring to play PoE 2 now, man. I don't feel motivated to do anything now in this game. Like, what is the point? Like, this is feeling. There's no need to pursue more damage now. You could pursue speed. This is where you pursue speed. If you could zip across the map and like do this, right? But I don't see how. I want to keep trample toe. That means I'll never use 35 MS boots. Sure, so I'm not going to fit Queen of the Forest in. As I looked at that item, it's like, you need like 50k evasion to make it work. Like, holy shit. Like, too much opportunity cost there. And, yeah, so what's next? I don't know. If anyone's got any cool ideas, write them in chat. I don't know. Post it in the comments. I don't know. To me, this is as good as you could reasonably get it. And even if you gave me 100 divines, it wouldn't look drastically different from what it is now. So, yeah. And because the build does everything I want the build to do, I don't feel the motivation to play other builds. Because does it get better than this? Like, you see mob, you hit button, mob dies, and all his friends die too. Like, I don't know. This is pretty. And like I'm just too lazy because it's not really that required. But presence area of effect should be at least 0, like plus minus 0, because the deepest tower goes to -50, and with 3 nodes you can bring it back to 0, or I don't know, something like that. It's on here on the tree. Here, 2020. Okay, so not 0, -10. Good enough. That is a huge difference though, from -50 to 0, or -10, whatever. It's big, and that helps a lot with clear. Because on the Titan videos, if it looks like the Titan's like just exploding more shit, that's because of area presence of effect is at +10 in that build. That's it. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. So bosses are like that usually. Yeah. Okay, where was the Citadel? Although honestly speaking, I want to know if this after the patch will transform into 3 lights. So I'm gonna keep this one here. Leave it there. And yeah. I guess now with the breach, oh shit! What the fuck? Hold on. Hold on a second. Someone's here, so. Yeah. Look, I feel really bad because people actually wrote. I don't know. I don't know why I don't even. Uh, okay, I will do this. I will monologue in the map, and I'll come out of the map. And when I'm out of the map, I'm gonna just look at chat. If anyone wrote anything, I'll try to answer. Um. So hello, Alex and Caleb. Anby, I'm sorry if I ignored you. I was not ignoring anybody. I was not. I don't have two monitors, so I don't. To me, it's not obvious as to how I'm supposed to look at the chat. But I will try to answer. Okay, so I wrote there. CI is to me. I think CI is a bit. Let me look at my options here and turn it to HUD full. Otherwise, cannot possibly ever. So, I'm. What the fuck? No. This one's like this. And full screen. There we go. Okay. So I'll try to. I'll tab out of every map. So anyway, so it's, you know what? I appreciate the questions. You know what? Because I just wanted to do this initially just because it's good for me. But I mean, I do understand people want to know some stuff, so I will do that. People have written shit, and I just ignored it, and I feel bad after. So, all right, CI. Yeah, you could. I think you could if you really wanted to. Of all the builds I've played this league, CI to me is taking this node. I think you sacrifice so much build potential and damage. And the reason why I say that is because, look, I played this character, this PF, which I consider to be almost immortal. Honestly, I feel like it's so hard to kill this character. I did die, because this 27 chaos res. You think that's shitty, right? It's a lot less important than getting Ellie res, because this is actually kind of uncommon. Poison damage never really kills you. It's easy to react. Your pool goes green, the health globe goes green. You hit a pot and you're back. What does kill you are the big chaos explosions. So ritual heavy content will be bad. And if you take CI, the problem is that you need to stack ES, right? And if you have a unique heavy build like this, it'll never happen. Plague Finger 1, 2, 3. So helm, gloves, boots, all occupied by a unique. So helm is big usually. So all you have left is the armor. And I think if you wanted to have a high ES build to work with CI, you would need to at least have both your helm and body armor to be not unique. And this build will not work without Deepest Tower. I mean, it does work, but I think overall it's a worse build because the damage would drop by a fifth, and then you don't get those big pops, and then I don't know. That in that sense, I think it's not good to be so well rounded. You should be either super tanky that you can't be killed at all, or you are not that tanky but you just blow up shit like really fast. Like either one of those two are good picks for builds. And I personally cannot stand the tanky style because it takes too long. It's even more. What is the term that those young people use? You know, it's more like sleep-inducing than doing high damage. So no, I would say no CI. Like I know PoE 1, it was really good to go CI because yeah. Yeah, Alex, you got some good questions. I hear you. Ming's Heart. Yes, I ran Ming's Heart in the campaign because you don't take that much incoming damage. there is a use case for using Ming's Heart on Uber Pinnacles, like on, let's say, Zesht, because if he hits you, you're dead anyway. So you don't care about defense. Your evasion, armor, even your HP pool is kind of meaningless. And then yeah, Ming's Heart adds a lot of damage to the build. But when I tested it in mapping, the downside is too much. Like you lose too much defense. So I don't run it. And the problem with Ming's Heart also, like, I think Ice Fang Orbit is really good for this build. If you look at it, it says poison on, you get poison chance. So without this, it's a lot harder to hit 100. You get magnitude of poison, which helps the build a lot, and then you get chill, which means that anyone you hit that doesn't die immediately will get slowed by a lot. Like 25 chill is significant. It's more than a temp change you get hit with, right? Temp change is 22, chill is 25, right? This is I would never leave this ring out. And then the other one, because there's so many uniques now, right? You got this. So now you have an LE res problem, which the belt, ring, amulet, shield will solve. So, but then if you're doing a pinnacle boss and you can't get hit, then that is, yeah, an option. I don't do it though. Sprawling death. Also, for pinnacle bosses, if you do that, for someone like Zesht, if you have Coming Calamity, it's good. I tried it. It gives a big damage boost. You don't run it for the heralds though. You run it because of the line of they have no LE res, which when I tested it, it made this Zesht kill a lot faster. But you lose like I didn't put this. I don't think I wrote this, but the T4 Zesht kill for the Pathfinder, that was using Coming Calamity. So like, you know, you can look at this. This is the defense on this is basically 27 chaos res. I think 70 evasion, 30 armor, kind of max LE, and I don't really think I'm gonna die. So this is usually on any deli map. I've not tried like hyper juice and I just crank everything up to like insane levels. I don't want to bother, so I just run all the maps in ID at this point. Just whatever. Like, you know, let's do this. Yeah. I like PF. Oh, this doesn't apply? Oh, this is not Ignited Ground. If there's Ignited Ground, like, PF is immune to it, so I thought that was really nice. Diffusion. And for sure, like, of all the builds I've tried, this one has like the highest reach splinter count. Like after they updated the patch where I'm gonna die here, right? So I don't know what the hell that was. My FPS is so low on this computer that I don't even know what's going on. So I need builds that can survive, like, that can survive and be played when you don't know what's going on, and you have like very low FPS, like 10 to 15. That's what happens on breaches on my computer. You might see it on screen. I don't know if you guys like this, but like I was conditioned from PoE 1 to never use pots, like health pots. But I feel health pots are really strong. Just the health pot itself, I feel, is kind of OP, just by itself, because you can just mash the damn thing. Like if you have instant recovery, and your like HP is going down, you just keep mashing like the pot button to like fight the HP loss, and it works usually. And I was playing Elden Ring recently. I got back into the game. It's like, yeah, I mean, like, can you imagine how strong that would be in Elden Ring? Like, you'd be nearly unkillable. Like the moment you take damage, just pop, 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 and then you're back to full. Like that's so strong. And then I was like, I said this in another video. I don't know why people buy old Ross Resolve. It makes zero sense to me. The guard is too short. You have too few charges. The regular pot is better, I felt. This boss is really hard because she spins like everywhere. It leaves shit everywhere. Like it's hard to tag her like that. Oh yeah, and also she never gets hit by shield charge, making it a true challenge. She's invulnerable to shield charge for whatever godforsaken reason. Yeah. So maybe a case for using another skill. I don't know. You can do this stuff. Yeah, you can do that. You have to hit the spikes that she spawns that are around her. Otherwise, you can't hit her. Here, I think hit the spikes. Oh, it's gone. I could be dead. Yeah. Okay, this is bad. This is really bad because she's flat out invulnerable. There, I got her. Yeah. It's only because she was too close to the wall. If she stayed in the middle, it would be impossible to kill her. You never hit her with shield charge, so if you can't hit her with shield charge, you never start Plague Bearer, and you have no damage. It's pretty insane. The boss is bugged, I think. Yeah, anyway. Gonna go back to old mode. I will check chat now and then if you have any questions, or just type it in. And I'll try answering. I'll just talk about stuff that Google told me, but I don't want to like be a slave to that. But I'll do it anyway, because Google was telling me you should be talking about this instead. Like, holy shit, AI. So people wanted to know like, how does this build compare to like, let's say the other meta builds out there. It is most certainly inferior to Blood Mage Rake in terms of single target, no doubt. But as you saw in the boss clips, it all depends on, well, what you have to set yourself, like tell yourself, well, how much single target do you really want? So if you want like Arbiter for chain killing, farming, or maybe do that in groups, this is not the build for sure. You need a lot of damage for that. And I think even Blood Mage Rake would struggle in like 4-man Arbiter. Like you do a lot of damage, but not that much damage. So it all depends. Compared to Blood Mage Rake, single target is not as good. Compared to Lightning Spear, I think on average it's better. On average it's better, but if you could get enough gear on Lightning Spear to make it do a lot of damage, that usually means I think that usually means a Tangle Tongue, 2 really good damage rings. These are so expensive though. They're so expensive because they know you want it. So that would be better for clear. Roll amount, you just speed around the map, lightning spearing everything. But then I think you'd have a single target problem, and I've seen it. I wanted to clip it during the campaign because I saw it, a Deadeye, spamming lightning spears into a boss and doing almost no damage. So I think people who know the game know that lightning spear, you can make it single target, but it's kind of dumb. Like, it's not meant to be a single target skill. So, but this kind of puts it in between. Like, it has very good AoE clear and very good single target damage, and you're kind of spamming the same skill, which is one of the biggest merits, is that you don't swap between the Plague Bearer kills all classes of enemies, and the shield charge is just to charge it, right? Which kind of makes me think it's similar to Flicker Strike. Well, the way I made Flicker Strike, where Flicker Strike is doing all the damage, and you have skills that charge it. So, yeah, like if I couldn't play this build, I'll go back to Flicker Strike, because that was the second most fun, and that one's a T4 boss killer. Flicker Strike. That one, I remember, I have clips of it, one Flicker Strike will kill a T4, like, single player though. And, you don't do anything, you just go up to the boss, you either charge or flicker up, the power charges first though. You hit flicker, and the boss is dead, right? So, after I did that, I'm like, there's no need to build another T4 boss killer, because it's such a fringe use case, right? So general mapping is what people want, I think. General mapping, bossing, and for that, this build is really good. I couldn't find anything better. And the other merit is the cost of the build is very low. I think it's still under 5 divines, just to play this. To do this, right? And I can improve. You could improve it too. Scary thing is that, you know, next guy who finds the next big iteration of it, improve it. But I think this is as much as I can do for the build, because I did think about it quite a bit, and I don't think there's more that can be done with the build. It's so like cozy. I don't have a better word for you. Like, you don't aim. You just hit one button. Next pack, hit one button. It could be described as boring too, but then every build's kind of boring, right? I mean, isn't this the goal? Like, to do this? The next step up would be auto bomber. You walk by and the mobs just die as you walk past. Like, but that playstyle's a bit too non-interactive. I mean, yep. Alright. I guess two entertaining things I like to do when I get bored is how far can you target the shield charge, like this. I missed. Fuck. And like this, get as far as you can. Just try to angle the controller. Bam. That's fun. And then gather everyone around and just see how many mobs you can pop in one Plague Bearer. That's a lot. You can pop like 2 screens, like radius of mobs, if you wanted to try hard enough. Like this, right? Don't pop, don't pop, don't pop, don't pop. Wait. Get in the middle, and then like that. Or do it again. That was a mistake. Good job here. But no, get out of it. That's kind of fun. Which to me makes it kind of different from Lightning Spear. A little bit. Because, yeah. And then there's fun mechanics here, like if you drag the boss in with you, like this, drag a mob, it's amusing too, right? You take him as a poison bomb, right? You think he's a poison bomb, it's there, right? He won't go away. And then, that's pretty fun. Like, I think that's pretty good boss damage, huh? What do you think? It was like, that guy was 3 million, that guy was, I don't know, 3 million. It's very low effort kill, what can I say? Oh, and I've been in Japan for almost 2 decades now. So a long time. Very long time. Is Plague Bear okay for level? Fuck yeah, it's good for leveling. I have, Alex, if you haven't seen it, I have a video called Titan versus Pathfinder. It's on my channel. It's another kind of a high view count one. And near the second part of it, I have clips from the campaign. Honestly speaking, I know I shouldn't speak out my ass. I don't think I'm speaking out my ass. I played a lot of characters. Okay, I played this game way too fucking much. Like, just to show you, so no one doubts me. I don't know why you doubt me, because I don't know. Like, I have so many characters, okay? I've been to the campaign a lot. Like, that's a lot, isn't it? Okay. So, I mean, of all these characters, this build did the best in the campaign. Like, no joke. And you watch the clips, you decide. Watch the video if you want. Where was I? This is why it's hard to read chat, because I get so sidetracked and I don't know what I'm doing anymore. What the fuck? Yeah, here. Yeah. It's so good that, like, I would play it again if whatchamacallit, like, if I had to play it again, this is what I'd play, like, for sure. I would play Rake, the Stomping Ground exploit. Is it it's not an exploit. I'd play Stomping Ground strength stacking until you get this, until 45. You get this item, and then after you get this, you go straight to Plague Bear right away. The moment I played through the campaign, the moment you get this item on your character and you just adjust some points on the tree, everything just gets demolished. Like, I mean, essentially, the campaign will play like what you see on the screen here, Endgame. It's the same. You know what I mean? Like, it's just in the Endgame, everything just scales up in HP, but you scale up in damage. So, yeah. But there is a bit of a catch. Maybe? I think there's a bit of a catch. I'm gonna find it here. Because I had this. And that's huge. Because it jumps the monster level. So actually, I never played with a +3 to. I'll have to test. Like, does this? I don't know. But Plague Bear also, I think the important thing to note, I pointed this out a few times, but I think, like, the level matters a lot. Like, maybe more than other skills. It does. Because, for instance, I had this on level 19 shield charge, and I didn't feel like going to 23 made a massive difference. Like, you can kind of notice it, but not really. But to Plague Bear, if that 26 was 19, it would not look this good. Like, the level of Plague Bear matters a lot. So Prism, but you don't need a +3. I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, it's being overpriced now. And they're all gone. Like, as in, there's only 8 of them left, maybe fewer. So if I had to do it now, I'd go for a +2. They're 1 divines, I think, and there are a lot of them. So, and if you don't want to really commit to it, a +1 would suffice. A +1 would suffice. It'd be enough. Haha, 日本語上手. Oh, Anby, where are you from? Are you also, like, in Asia? You know what I can do? I can open this up on a smartphone, can't I? I just thought about that. I'll do that after the stream.
Easy trophy.
So I don't have to look back and forth. I don't have to alt tab back and forth. case. These pops are massive, right? It reminds me of Herald of Ice and Herald of Thunder chaining from the previous patch. Like oh, that hurt. Just gather the mobs around. Well, they won't. Okay, look, this boss I don't like, right? He has that initial snap. You drag him in. You want to make your life easier, and then I think he won't even get us. I'll just test right here. Okay, no, I feel like an idiot there. Normally, what you do is you don't do that. You would wait for the slam to complete, but I just wanted to see if I could pop him before it hit, and I pushed the button too slow, so no. I dragged those mobs in with me, hoping that I could land the pop before, but no, that's okay. Alright, does it slam now? Okay. So yeah, what the fuck? Alright. Anyway. Yep. Bolivia? Holy shit. That's interesting. South America. Yeah. Are you learning Japanese then? N5. Okay, yeah. So that means you're. Nice. Yeah. Japan is a very nice place to live and visit. So yeah. Oh man, I'm not good at the streaming stuff. It's weird. I don't know. But yeah, it's cool to know. Bolivia. What? I don't know. I don't know how streamers do it. It's crazy, man. They like juggle like chat, game, all at the same time. I don't think I could do that, so it's hard for me to converse. And then it makes it harder to stop the stream. I don't know. Fuck, man. But I'll just do it casually. Just whatever. I don't want to, like, make a big deal out of it. It's weird. Because, like, it's like a lot of things tugging at your brain at the same time. It's like, I don't know which one to pay attention to. And it just becomes overwhelming. Then you just, like, I just kind of freeze and, like, I don't know what to do anymore. Like, it's weird. Like, I like just focusing on one thing at a time. Like, that's how my brain works. But I mean, like, after streaming, I kind of understand how streamers, why streamers are the way they are, like, and what they do. Like,
spread the infection.
Yeah. Like, I think you could play it more aggressively. You know, I never try. I like it because you don't have to play. You can, like, be really aggressive with the plague bear tops. You want to push it forward, like you would hit it more often. The thing is if you miss once, it stutters the build too much. Like, because it relies on you. Like there, I missed it, so I have to do this again. I have to shield charge, which slows it down. If you wanted to be really aggressive, you would just aggressively plague bear, shield charge, and you just do that cycle really aggressively. And like, how do I put this? I'm actually not using all the attack speed that I have. I have to be popping them more frequently. It's just, you don't have to. You can just gather them all up and then pop them all at once, right? So there's no need to kill them as they come. Like, it's more efficient to just wait and wait and wait and then here, right? This is more efficient than popping it twice, I feel. So it's the waiting for the waiting of before popping. That's the fun part, I think.
Spread the infection.
But there's no like. It'd be more fun if you could like get like a bonus reward for killing X monsters at once, but there is none, right? So, you know, get as big of a cut as you can. It's entertaining there. Let's see. Okay, that's enough, I think, right? Yeah. Where's the boss? Where is the boss? Yeah, I've seen people shield charge a lot just to get movement speed, but I'd rather just walk because it's more leisurely. There's a tank test right here, huh? Can't really hurt you all that much, these small ones. Okay. Where's the Hyena Lord? The fuck? Must be this way. Yep. On a boss where like they have mobs that are already in their room. Okay, I got surrounded though. This is pretty tanky, isn't it? Like, well, that's only because 3 people are hitting me. The other one are just lined up. They're just lined up for no reason. What the? What I don't understand is like sometimes that works and it doesn't work. Oh my god. Yeah. That was dumb. Normally, okay, now there's a bit of a problem, right? Because that kills everybody. But anyway. No way. It's like tanky and then not tanky, you know? That's okay though. I don't care dying. I don't care about dying. It's always interesting. Like actually no, the right play here would be to do this. To drag them all in. Inferno Cry here. And this should kill him out, right? This. No? Holy shit! Alright. How's that killing me so quick? I suspect damage mod somewhere in there. Lol. Holy crap! Now I'm playing scared because I know he's gonna like one shot me. Yeah, okay, that should be enough, right? No. You know what it is? It's because I know like some people I've engaged with chat, so I'm like my mind's still distracted. It's weird. I just forget it. I just like go back to my previous mode. Finally, you know that. Normally that's like easy, but I don't know. there's a name for this phenomenon. I forgot. It was a German word, like that which is so easily done alone. It fails to be done when one is performing it for others. Like, I forgot. It's like a phenomena they discussed, which is funny. It's kind of weird, you know, but it's true. Yeah. Like, see, even that statement you made, like, you're doing great, like, I don't really want to think of it as doing good or bad. But now, you're right, though. I think that way now because I think people are watching, right? But when you're playing alone, there is no good or bad in that sense, right? Like, you just... And, so it's kind of weird. I did say, like, I play better, right? I play better... Here's how it is, right? I play the best if I think I'm being watched, but I'm not sure. I play second best when nothing's going on, like, alone. And then worst is, I know people are watching me for sure, and I've talked to them. And I feel like accountability, I guess the thing is accountability, which is really strange. Like, I don't know if everyone's like this, but I'm like this. So, that's why I said, like, I try not to read chat, because my mind gets pulled in different directions, kind of. But then again, it's like, it's also fun to read chat. It's just, it's a lot of things, you know. It's weird. It's also because I watch a lot of streamers, and the flack they take, like, not the, I don't know, like, it's hard to understand what's going on, but, like, I'm sure you've all seen it, right? Like, where I'm sure it's all in good humor, but I gotta say it's a lot funnier when you're the one joining the mob in making fun of something, as opposed to be the one. Yeah, there's some people who are really good at taking it in stride, and like they're like really. It's like Quinn is really good at that, right? It's like he doesn't mind being the butt joke of things. He also makes a lot of money too, but that's not a common trait, I think. Not sure. Why the fuck can I pick it up? Like, one thing I thought was really, like, that I pointed out already. I think I talked about it in the stream earlier when I was monologuing, right? Like, I think, people now telling you, like, they don't tell you what you should be doing. They tell you what people enjoy.
Easy trophy.
What? No, see, I can't speak anymore. My voice has been drowned out already. Fucked up. I'm gonna go back to my old previous mode and try to read chat occasionally. Because... So... I just think the best thing is to say what it is, right? They were saying, like, on a video in which I made about this build, and all I did was just, I wanted to be chill and just read it out, like, just do it, like, as I felt. Like, I would just talk about it.
The infection.
And that's very low effort, because you don't have to edit anything. You just post it after, and, done. But Google puts warning flags on that, saying, yeah, people stop watching a lot, you know, like, it's below average. And it's like, alright. Won't take it personally, you're an AI, right? So then I tried, like, I just edited one video, which is a Titan versus Pathfinder. And all I did there, it's really simple. You just take all the ums, ahs, and pauses, and just cut them all out. Just get rid of all of them. And all of a sudden you sound like a more confident person just by editing the damn thing. And that one was, like, Google was saying, yeah, good job, like keep doing that, because it said like the audience found it to be a lot more like the retention was a lot higher, which I get, like it makes sense, but it's a lot of work, right? Like not a lot, like you could do a lot better than what I did, but it's work at some point. But it was also fun, so I don't mind doing it again. It's just I have to find the right motivation. And yeah. So right. So what else is there to talk about? Blame chat. Yeah. I'll look at. Is that a real term? I'll look it up. That's interesting. Yeah. Yeah. I think, I really think that just what is it? Just I like the one take, but the thing is, I thought about it more and more. It's like, ah man, like the people expect, like not expect, but like people will receive it better. So like there is a bit of a pull, isn't there? Like it's a bit of a, don't you want to do it? You know, you might get more views and stuff, right? And even though I don't want to be like tied to the view count, so to speak, but I do admit like that's the reason why, right? Like that's why it feels good. Um, but yeah, no, I hear you, man. I mean, just it's hard to one take though. I realize it's really hard for me, like, because what I found to be good is like, yeah, what I do is I just do excess everything, because you can just trim it down later. Then I realized if you do it that way, there's a lot to trim down, and I don't know. I'm kind of new to it, so I don't really know much about how it works. But it's just like build making. I want to try to figure it out myself in my own way and see what works for me, what doesn't, and it's fun. I think it's fun if you do it with the right process, and that just takes time to figure out, though. But for sure, I've seen a lot of YouTubers kind of get lost in that, right? Like, um, especially when YouTube is telling you like exactly what you should have been doing, or
An easy trophy.
like I wouldn't disagree with them. Like when I saw like what people wanted to see, like, it was interesting. Like the inspiration list, which is AI generated, I think. Like they're like telling you, well, you should have done content like this, right? And I'm like, but this is all the clickbait shit that like.
Spread the
But like,
infection.
yeah, I can see how that works. And then I went on a whole like rabbit hole about clickbait and what it's really about, like how it kind of emerged in the 1900s, because two newspaper corporations, um, they were battling over like viewership, right? And so the only way to win there was to be like more click. It wasn't called clickbait back then, right? It was just tabloid. They called it yellow journalism, I think they called it. Where like it's just you create as much as sensationalist titles and scandals, you know, things that people. I heard a tink. It cannot be my imagination, right? Yeah, there's a tink somewhere. What is it? Factoring orb. Okay. Yeah. And like the thing that stood out to me was it started with that guy called Pulitzer. Is that how you say it? I never knew how to say it. I just know it is a Pulitzer Prize for like literature, right? Or something like that. This guy started the whole damn thing. He told apparently he bought the news company, and then he told everyone like do it more do it like in a sensationalist way. Don't just write accurate like newsworthy shit. Just spice it up, you know? Because we want more. Like we want to beat the other guy, and the whole thing just started like that, and it never ended apparently. And to this day, it's the same thing, right? It's just so. And then, like, the definition is still not agreed upon what exactly is a clickbait, but something along the lines of over promises and under delivers. But that's still subjective. So why I bring that up is because you can't really blame. I don't know if you can blame the creators, because I think the titles they put out are almost identical to what Google is suggesting. Like, because, yeah, you just kind of have to ignore it, which is weird. Like, anyway. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Jesus Christ, like only like 5% of my brain's on the game now. Crazy. But the car example that someone brought up, I think that's pretty cool. Like, that's true. Like, I know, like, in a driving test and license stuff, it's like, yeah, I drive like shit. If someone's watching my every like little thing when I'm driving, it's like, hands on the wheel, like, like, didn't look at the rearview mirror, and all of a sudden, like, you almost hit the car in front of you because of all that shit you're being told. Which is the most important thing, is not to hit the guy in front of you, right? Like, but yeah, like, that's not good. It's like being too self-conscious, right? And then you kind of lose the big picture, or all of that. I think that's why, like, it's hard to make games like Expedition 33, or even just a good movie, because, like, you have to hold, like, the big picture, like, in your head while dealing with all the small little crap that comes along with making it. Like, I know this, I felt this before. It's like, it's too easy to get lost in the small little details, and then, like, what you're trying to make and why you're making it gets just completely lost, because one of the small shit that comes in the way. Like, Expedition 33, right? You could write the story can be summed up in like one page, but like, you write that page, I don't even know if people would acknowledge it as a good story. They'd be like, I've seen better stories, right? But then you add the actors, the graphics, then you add like the power system, or the RPG system. Add some good music, and all of a sudden the story is amazing. Like, now people read your story, but the story was sitting there on a piece of paper the whole time, right? Like, it's kind of weird to think that way. So, like, if you're the writer of that story, you wrote it, think it's good, but nobody's read it, or like, not nobody, like, people who've read it go like, yeah, okay. There's zero acknowledgement from the world that it's something that's worth something. Are you gonna spend like $2 million in like 5 years to try to find out? Like, that's, what the fuck? That's a huge risk. Like, yeah, that's pretty impressive. Yeah. But that's hard. That's hard to do. Invader. That looked easy. So, like, yeah. Yeah. Actually, I'm reading chat right now, so let's see. So interesting. What kind of marketing design firms did you work at, Anby? And to Alex, yeah, but I agree. Like, I would never make a movie game. I think that's weird. But but Expedition 33, I felt they spent a shit ton of money and resources on the acting. Like, you can see it in the cutscenes. Like, they hired real goddamn actors for that. And like, I don't know. Did you play Expedition 33? I thought it was a really good game, but mostly for the visuals, and the story was good. The characters were really good. You just can't forget them. And mm, yeah. Like, it doesn't have any. It has no end game though. So like, once you're done with that, that's a once and done game. Like, you play through it once. The core RPG elements are not interesting enough to warrant another playthrough in my book, right? Elden Ring is though. Elden Ring I played through like now like 5, 8 times, and I'm still playing through it now because holy shit, that game, man. It's just something about it. Like, yeah. Okay, fuck it. You know what? There's no fun just randomly mapping. I'm gonna go for that Citadel because at least there's like a bit of a. It's not just map, 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 map. There's actually a destination at the end of the whole thing. So where the hell was it? It was over here, wasn't it? Oh shit, I lost track of it. Damn, I know it's here somewhere. Down, left. Here it is. Got it. I'm gonna get there and just call it there. So let's see. The weird thing is, like, this channel only got found because I think because I posted a video about how to kill Simon. Yeah, for sure. That's all I thought. Because I was like, no way people are parrying this guy all the way to killing him, right? No way. And I was like, then it occurred to me, like, why do they put that fight in the game, right? If I was gonna make a game now, I'd put a Simon in every game. For only one reason. It gets traction on YouTube. That's the only reason why. It's insane to think that way. That's because everyone's gonna obsess over the boss they can't beat, right? And then guides like this get published, like how to beat him. And they're very popular. And by that, people kind of like go, okay, what's Expedition 33? And then you get sales from that. And if you don't put assignment in there, and the game's too easy, well then they only review it, they talk about how good the game is, but there's less traffic, I would think, overall. I mean, right? Otherwise, you know, I don't know, but I think that's what I would do too. Because to me, he almost felt impossibly hard. Like something's up here. I felt, you know. It felt off. So is though, I think I said this too in the Elden. I think like Japan will never make another. I'm just betting here. I'm not. Like, I don't know for sure. It's just my opinion. Like the way I see things going on here, like there's no way. I won't say no way, but it would be very, very surprising to me if they ever come up with a series like Elden Ring ever again. Like the whole, like to me, like if I think about the last 10, 15 years, like in terms of worldwide recognition, like this is a, like everyone's got to play a game. The only one that comes to mind is Elden Ring, like the Souls likes. And Monster Hunter World was really good, but I looked at the new one. I was like, no way it became like this, right? Whatever, it's not for me. It's like looks so mobile game-ish, and yeah, and Capcom got shady for me after, I don't know what Street Fighter it was. It's just excessive monetization. It's like crazy. And the example I wanted to use was when I was growing up, like everything Japanese people made seemed to be gold. Like it was like, you know, Final Fantasy. There's just too many to list, but Final Fantasy is what, you know, comes to mind. Squaresoft, and the anime they made was, I don't know, it's just like the game systems were like top tier, right? And then like sometime in 2010, I felt like the Western companies started to overtake them. The era of like Assassin's Creed and God of War, and it's like the emerging Western like dominance in games. And now like, what do the Japanese have to offer now, right? In terms of game, like okay, Nintendo stuff. Like the last one is probably Nintendo, Mario Karts, and but then like as an older person, I've kind of outgrown those type of games, and yeah, so it's kind of sad, but oh well, doesn't matter, right? I mean, like, I remember someone calling out the Souls-like games as, when it first came out, people were doubting it, like it would ever work, because it did seem to be a very radical shift from game holding your hand through everything to now, okay, now we're going to be really harsh on you. And like, if you had asked me back then, like, is a game like that going to succeed? I'm like, no. Like, who the hell wants difficulty? Well, turns out a lot of people do. They miss it from the old days of games, and yeah, like, then it became a whole new subclass of game, which is pretty incredible. I mean, like, the word Souls-like emerged from that. It's like, it's crazy. There's something about like a genuine challenge, like, and I can't see that as being very easy to overcome. Like, I mean, sorry, not overcome, but easy to implement. Like, you really have to fine-tune it. It's really hard. Huh? Holy. I didn't even finish the map. I was just so lost in thought. Right. Like the latest Doom game, I don't know where it's from. Is it from? I forgot the company. Is it the Skyrim company? But I can't know how to say it. The B company. Yeah, it looks pretty boring. Just took 2 minutes of gameplay footage to say, nah, it's not fun. So now what upcoming games that are PoE 2 patch, PoE 1 new league. I can't think of anything else actually that would be worth playing on the horizon. Okay. See, you know what? In the whole, I completely forgot that you can also apply despair. I just never bothered. Like, you don't need to. Just cutting. What? Oh, okay, I'm reading chat now. Okay, by the way, just gonna, cause it's kind of like I do one or the other. So Alex said, okay. So you feel like the cutscenes don't make the game like ruin the game? I can't agree with that. I think the first time I played through, I had to watch every cutscene, but afterwards, when I was doing like I skipped them all. Oh, was it Surge that brought you here, Anby? Okay, that's pretty cool. Oh shit, really? Both of you, huh? Searched? Yeah. Interesting. The thing is, though, I read a news article about this, but like, I mean, you guys are like here probably because you thought it was, you guys know about builds and stuff, right? I mean, you know about. First of all, certainly for poison builds, you're already like you're already looking for off meta stuff, which probably is not very common, I think. But that reminded me of something else. But like, and this is true from statistics, like 70% of the traffic, or 60. Like search is not big on YouTube for the traffic. It's like 15%. But it's probably more valuable traffic because they were looking for what you are offering. Yet, because 70% or 60% of traffic is not search but browse or recommendations, something like that. The article was speaking about how like that's why clickbaits are so effective. It's because so many thumbnails that are presented are not search. So if you want to generate traffic, then yeah, because so much of the stuff is from recommendations offered to you by YouTube, which yeah coincides with my own experience. Like it's so weird. It's like sometimes when I'm just like low effort YouTube, like just browsing for whatever, I'm just want to turn my brain off. It's so weird. It's like this is clickbait, and I still click it anyway. It's so fucked up, Unless it's like completely so disgustingly clickbait, it's like it's repulsive. But even if it's semi-clickbait, and I know it is, I'm still curious. That's the crazy part. Like, even when I'm aware of it, I can't stop the behavior. Like I can, but not when my brain's completely turned off. You know what I mean? So that's insane. Like, yeah. So like, now I have to look at clickbait as, well, that's just the way people are. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not about smart or stupid anymore. It's just the way people are. And okay, I guess. I don't know what to say. But it does speak volumes about people who don't do that and are still able to be popular. So that would signal that, holy shit, this guy's got content. You know what I mean? Because he didn't need the clickbait power to get there. Look, I've seen some content creators who are very popular today, but I've actually, because I was watching Twitch from the very beginning, like from the very time it was before they were bought by Amazon. And these people who are very popular today, I think they also got like married and shit because like the popularity and the money that came along. These guys were known view botters, and they were called out for it. And the evidence was so compelling. Like I was like, yeah, this guy's view botting for sure, right? But in the end, it doesn't matter. I mean, they did what they had to do, you know, to make it in the world, even if it's really scumbaggy. I don't know if there's a saying in Japanese which I really like. It's like they say "maketaku nai nara shitataka ni nare," which means if you don't want to lose, it doesn't mean like be like scandalous, but it means I don't know. Maybe in like English gangs, like be a gangster or something. I don't know. Just drop your morals and just get it done. You know, which I thought was kind of it is a kind of a profound saying. Or like, forget about being the good guy. Just get it done. And yeah, turns out there's a lot of wisdom behind that saying, because it comes from history and like stuff. Like I remember that didn't they release an Assassin's Creed game, right, with Japanese setting, right? Shit. I don't know if you played it. It was not that great. I thought I was struggling to play through it. I was like wanting to stop playing, but I already paid money for it. So you pay money for a game. This has got to be true. Like you have to justify it after. So if the game's not as good as you think it is, you give it more of your time because you don't want to feel like your money's been wasted, and you won't give that kind of thing for a free game. But the bad guy, but he's not the final boss, is he? But still, once again, Nobunaga is presented as the villain you have to kill, right? Generally because of the atrocities he did, right? But now you kind of think like, well, yes, but, you know, yes, but. So, there's like two sides to that kind of thing. What did he accomplish though? Flip side, right? And that kind of thing. The history behind him is kind of fascinating. It did make me want to look him up, like read more about his life story and shit. It's kind of interesting. I don't know. He would have been my buddy before he became leader and shit. He's a funny guy before he became leader. Yeah. Oh man, I feel like pressure to bring it back on topic here. But there's nothing much more to say about the poison build, I think. So that's why I think I should make a guide, I think, a better guide. I want to. It's just I have to find something, a new angle to kind of do it on, like... You can interrupt her speech? That's pretty fucked up. That's funny. She went in vape and then like stopped her speech. It's hilarious. I can shut her up by shield charging her. Yeah. like I'm really looking for Act 4, 5, 6. I really want to play that. Man, that will be like. I wanna really experience like the new bosses and stuff. I don't know who the hell they're gonna be. The Beast, of course, in Act 6, right? But who are the other bosses? 'Cause, anyway. Oh, yeah. Envy? Yeah. I know. Look, I don't know how old you are, Envy. But and thank you for saying what you just said, because that makes me feel really good. But I don't know how old you are, but when I was younger, I certainly sided with the oh fuck, that shit was way too evil, and I couldn't stand, like, I remember when I was like in my 20s, I was like, there's so many phases. It was like, one was like, I read a book about how meat's actually made, the slaughterhouses and stuff, and like I watched a video about, like, I saw there was like an inside footage from PETA, and they were filming like how a cow gets slaughtered, and it literally it my tears welled up. It just, I couldn't stand it. It was like, I don't know how you watch that movie and eat meat the next day, right? But you know what happened 3 days later? I missed the taste of meat. I did. And then I just wanted to erase that video from my memory and keep eating meat. And I'm not alone, right? If everyone was so, if people actually cared about cows, there would be no meat industry in this world. Let's put it that way. So you can't stop it, right? Meat just tastes good, and for some people, right? Some are vegetarians; they don't want to eat it, but right? You had to look at the other way, right? If it wasn't true, then this is what you would see in the world, right? So, and there's so many of those things, right? And then there's a very famous saying like, if you're not a liberal, if you are not a liberal, which just means like, you know, you're for the disenfranchised, I think, right? That's what it really means, freedom and left-wing thing, right? If you're not a liberal by the age of 25, you have no heart. But if you're not a conservative by the age of 45, you have no brain. Something like that. I believe, was it Winston Churchill? I don't know. Someone famous said that, and I thought about that again and again. It's like, yeah, it kind of makes sense, huh? There's no right and wrong. It is just, the world turns according to rules that are there in place and often not in line with what we are taught in school. Depends on what school, depends on what parents brought you up, I think. But certainly for me, what I learned in school and what my parents taught me and what I experienced in the world are vastly different. Vastly different. And I certainly underestimated the influence that movies that I watched at the time had on my thinking. Like Disney, right? Like, time it was like the old classics, like, well, I was like Peter Pan, Pinocchio, and then Beauty and the Beast, Lion King, right? And they all had like really like wholesome messages in there, right? And then like, to be honest, like dark shit like Game of Thrones, and then everything like House of Cards and all those shows in the 2010 era, that was kind of groundbreaking in my book. Like, someone did remark, like, you know, in the 90s when I was growing up as a teenager, like family sitcoms were the thing. So then like if you watch that all the time, you think, okay, family's really damn important. And they're always like, okay, you know, you put up with the you know, even though like you're not rich and your husband's ugly or fat and bumbling like Homer Simpson, you put up with it, you know, and there's still something there, right? But then comes Game of Thrones, that kill the protagonist. They say things like, you know, it's essentially saying like honor does not survive in Westeros or something like that, or in this world, and people get. I'll read about Bolivia later, by the way. I don't know what kind of shit you're getting away from, but or you can write it, and I'll read a bit about it.
Sprawling death.
But yeah, and like 2010, like all that stuff comes out. It was a shift. I felt like you could feel it, and Breaking Bad, right? Like shows like that were just not. It was never presented like that in the 90s, 80s, never. This is crazy. Like that was one plague bearer, and I didn't have the shield charge. I would have died anyway. No, I don't know. Because I don't know. I don't profess to know anything about to be like but yeah. But the saying of the there's a lot of that shit, you know, in Japanese language and also in German too. Like Schadenfreude, is that how you? I don't know how to say it properly, but I believe that's actually an actual word in German. Which actually, there's a saying for that in Japanese too. It escapes me right now. Okay, I remember now. Tanin no fuko wa something no aji. It essentially means that other people's misfortunes are as sweet as honey. Something like that. And the Germans have a word called Schadenfreude, which is essentially the same thing, meaning that we derive a lot of pleasure from other people's misfortunes. And I don't know, I find that to be true on a very twisted level. But people will deny it, but I'll put it to you this way. I'm sure news media outlets will disagree. But will agree with that statement and say, at large, this is true. And they know it to be true because of metrics, because they have raw data proving it to be true, and they make money off of it. And I think it's a case of the same thing with me. Like, okay, I know this is clickbait. I shouldn't click on it, but I still do. You know what I mean? And yeah, you know. 他人の不幸は3つの味。Pretty sure that's what it is.
Easy trophy.
Which is, it's interesting though that in English language, I don't think there exists a single like acknowledged phrase to capture that. It's interesting that it's from. It's like I don't know about other languages past those, like you know, but at least like from the language that I know, why Japan and German, like Japan and Germany, like you know. And it's a variation. It's not like Schadenfreude is translated to another word in Japanese. They have their own native, like, so that means it has historical roots. Why is that, right? Like, and English does not have that. So, well, that kind of stuff I feel like they'll never find the answer to because you can't. I don't think you can Google search something like that. It's a bit too obscure and fringe. Where's the black crow? like, I'll put it in a really weird way, right? Like, why do people always celebrate death so much? Like, it did occur to me, like, when Michael Jackson, when he died, didn't his record sales, like, get pumped up, like, an astronomical amount? Well, I can't think of a single logical reason why his music's worth more when he's dead, honestly. You know? I'm not saying that this is an evil behavior, it's just, but why? Like, you know, why didn't you listen to him while he was still alive? Why must he die for the sales to go up? You know, I do not understand that. I do understand that, and I don't at the same time. Like, so. And wasn't a movie made about him after he died too? Like, there you go, right? Like, just.
You won't escape. Scream all you like.
Fuck. That slam is like, that's weird. I noticed there, like, the slam, if you're standing in like close enough, it won't hit. The bell goes over your head in a really weird way. So that's fucked up. Anyway, this game does that Elden Ring thing, huh? The cowardly who stand at mid-range or long range shall be smited from the world, and those who are brave enough to stand toe-to-toe with the boss will be rewarded. Kind of a thing. So. That's true, Envy. Yeah, there would be a black market. Exactly. I am. It's exactly right, for sure. It wouldn't do any good, right? So, and that is an interesting point. Yes, I agree, Envy, about scarcity. Maybe that is. I like that, man. What you say is interesting too. I mean, like, that kind of it moved me what you just said, like, about scarcity, and you cannot ever see new work. But he wasn't producing any new work anyway, right? So yeah, he was like deathly sick, right? Wasn't he, before he died, if I remember correctly? Thing is though, like, I don't know. I don't know. Scarcity. I'll have to think about that one. I'll think about that one. That's an interesting take on it, for sure. Because it kind of reminds me of that thought, like, you know, like how everyone regrets not spending more time with their parents, and then after they die, it's like they always say, I spent more. But it's like, okay, like, that's tear jerking, yes, for sure, but that's not virtuous to, like, say that. The virtuous thing would have been to spend more time with them, right? Like, you know, it's weird. How do I put this? Like, mourning it after the fact is too easy. I'll just put it that way. And then comes my suspicion that, okay, you're just milking this event for, like, sympathy. That's my cynical take on it, you know. And the right thing to have done is, if you really cared about them, you would have spent more time with them before it happened. You didn't need death to give you that reminder. That's how I feel. But yeah. It's interesting. And B. What you said. It's good to know that people out there like think about this shit and wonder. Yeah.
Diffusion.
Give me another interesting like thing I kind of realized too. Just as a random thought, it's just the app that I made. There's a translation service inside, and a thing like that you think would be irrelevant now with all the translation software we have, right? But like, because it was kind of a one-man, two-man, like there was no company behind the app. It was just me and another person, and we all we did was type in something in Japanese that you want translated to English, and I'll reply to you by email what that translation is. And holy shit, people like that a lot, like more than you think. The think you would go, who the fuck wants that? There's Google Translate. Apparently people do want that. And is it because they're too lazy to use Google Translate? It could be that. But then there were a certain batch of people who, like, I would call them like, not abusers. They kept using it again and again and again. And then it became clear to me their reason for using it was not have it translated so much as to be heard. Because the shit they wrote to be translated was like a life story. Like, not all of it, just bit by bit. It just meant they had no one significant in their life to share it with. And this is one way they knew, like, if it gets translated, someone had to have read it, right? And these people get really upset, you know, like if you stopped, because you wanted to get the new customers, right? But if you stopped replying to these people, they would get really upset. They would like, they wouldn't like complain and threaten. They would just say, "How come you don't reply anymore?" Like as if like, you get what I'm trying to say with this, right? So it's weird. This guy is weak to poison or something. This doesn't work. I think there's something about the desire to be heard and acknowledged that is like runs really deep, and perhaps more than ever. Although I don't know if it's always been true, but I think it is more than ever though. Like the need goes kind of unmet in the current world or something like that. And the mistake is not to acknowledge it, I think. Like, I didn't see it as such. I thought they really wanted to translate it for the longest time. It was only like 3 years in, I'm like, wait a second. Maybe they don't want something translated. It's not what they're writing for, you know? And like, I taught English at English school, and I just remember this. Like, they say they're here to learn English, right? But by the way they engage with the lesson, and this also I couldn't realize until like 2 years in, they're not really there to learn English per se, although that's what they say they want. They're there because, I think it's because, one, they want to belong somewhere, I feel like they belong somewhere, and two, it's like, I think to me, it's like the promise of of a better world, or like a different. I can't express this very well, but that's what it felt like to me. And yeah, because there were some people who were serious about English learning. Like they really came to actually effectively learn English. Like I got no time. I want to pick up English quick. These people would be very discontent with the lessons. They're like, what the fuck? I spent an hour sitting here and you just yap away about life shit. Like, you know, they had this face like, I want my money back, you know? But then the other people who weren't like, they were like very happy. They said, fantastic lesson, you know? And the whole time, my mind was on, yeah, like if I were to evaluate this on a very, did people learn English metric? It wasn't very good. But it didn't matter. Apparently it didn't matter at all. Because other teachers who were more focused on like the English learning aspect, well, they had fewer students coming in because it was kind of like, you know, come in whenever you want, pick your own student, pick your own teacher that you like, kind of a thing. So that was very like revealing to me too, right? Like, you say you want to learn English, but is that really what you're looking for? Kind of thing. So it's weird, right? Like, unless like, but you know, it would be really uncomfortable coming to the school saying, "Yo, I'm here because I want something. Well, I just want some new shit to do. Right? I just want to put it in a casual way. I just want new shit to do." But they're not really there to learn English. That's all I have to say. But it turns out that people who are watching build videos, they are there to watch. They want to build. There is no discrepancy there. That is clear as day to me. They just want the build. Give me the build. How do I make it? I want to blow ship. I want to blow monsters up. You know. So that's clear as day to me. It's weird. It's interesting. It's kind of funny. Yeah. Oh yeah, Eikaiwa. You know the word Eikaiwa exactly. Yeah, Eikaiwa exactly. Exactly on it. Yeah. You taught English too? No shit. Yeah. No shit. It's weird teaching like wait, huh? When you say here you mean in Bolivia, right? Are you not from Bolivia yourself? Um yeah, I want to also say like yeah, it was weird teaching English. Like when you teach your own native language, it's weird. I don't know what it is. It's like it's so weird that after teaching English for a year, I couldn't write in English anymore. It was such a fucked up phenomenon. Cause like I was like, oh shit, is this grammatically correct? Like it would actually cross my mind. Is this grammatically correct? Like it was the weirdest thing, and yeah, that effect is gone though. But yeah. So yeah, it's really tiring though to teach. I think I felt like it's really tiring because well, that's why it's a job, you know. So I really couldn't understand how like other teachers did like 40 hours a week. I was like, holy shit! Like, don't you get like mentally exhausted from that? Because I did. I was completely mentally exhausted from teaching English, like so much. So I could only do it for like oh yeah, oh my god, like Anby, you know a lot of like I'm actually looking up imposter syndrome right because I'm gonna stop playing right now. So That's interesting. Imposter syndrome. I gotta read this article later. I don't think I've ever read this one before. It's quite interesting. But yeah, okay. Look, Anvi, thanks for coming, man. It was very interesting to hear your thoughts, and I really appreciate that you came and talked with, you chatted with me and stuff. So I'm gonna sign off for now, though. I'm gonna take a nap, and this is the thing about chat is like now like there's a human connection, which is like weird, but it's okay. I like it. So hope you have a good day, and I'll be back. I have to make I do want to make a vid about eventually about the plague bear, but yeah. No, it's okay, Anvi. That's swing by again whenever you know if the time lines up, and because I don't get feedback on what I actually like the conversation because it interests me more, to be honest, than the game. So, but the game's fun too. Yeah, see ya, Envy. Okay, and yeah,